Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time. Probably shouldn't have done that. Oh, Jesus. Today is the day I get to build my ultimate dream setup, or at least begin building my ultimate dream setup. I've been waiting for this moment for months, ever since I moved in to my house. So here is the current state of my setup. I pretty much haven't done anything since I moved in, except selling my ultra-wide and then replacing it with a 1080p monitor. Temporarily, just so I can obviously get some work done, but it is finally time to get rid of this nonsense and build the craziest setup that you guys have ever seen. I don't normally like hyping things up, you guys, but let me just say, okay, this is gonna be the craziest freaking setup. One of the coolest setups that you have ever seen. Definitely the coolest setup I have built by far. I'm working really closely with David, aka Twino, from my Discord server, who is helping me really model the setup from scratch, just so I can make sure that everything I envision comes to life. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot of mounting, a lot of drilling. Everything needs to be precisely accounted for before I do any type of work, because I don't want to damage the wall or any part of my setup. So this will obviously be a multi-part series. I'm going to vlog the entire process from start to finish. I have no idea when it's going to finish. To be honest with you guys, I don't think it's ever going to finish, but at least you guys will see the progression from start to finish, and maybe you guys will get some ideas from it. Who the hell knows? I'm definitely going all out though. That much I can promise you. My tables have arrived yesterday, so let's go ahead and check those out and see if they came in one piece. So here's the tabletop, ladies and gentlemen. I did kind of mess up. I thought I was ordering 2 tabletops, but apparently I only ordered 1. So the description said that I was getting 2 pieces, but I guess I didn't read the fine print. What they did was they combined 2 smaller pieces into 1 bigger piece. So I got 1 tabletop instead. It is what it is. I emailed them about it and they apologized for the confusion. So they offered me 50% off the second tabletop. So I went and placed the order. I can't believe I spent almost $900 for a single countertop, you guys. I honestly thought I was getting 2 for the price of 1, but it is what it is, whatever. This is literally one of the best countertops I can find anywhere near me for the custom length that I was going for. So at least with this, I can start building the setup and get a really nice foundation to build upon until I can get the second tabletop for the headboard. So these are the triangle brackets that I'm going to go with to achieve this really cool floating desk look. You guys probably have seen it in a 3D render. I did order 4 of these, but judging, hey, daddy's vlogging, not now, baby girl. Judging by how heavy the desk is, I really hope 4 of these are good. Okay, Shayla, you know what? Daddy's gonna close the door on you. Daddy's gonna close the door on you, bye-bye. But I'm so sorry, girl. Daddy's working. I'm just going, I can't ever do that. I can't ever, look how cute you are. I can never do that. I can never do that to you. But daddy is working though. So go play with mommy, okay? All right, so where was I? The triangle bracket has 3 holes, mounting holes, I should say. There is 3 on one side that goes against the wall, and then you got 3 on the adjacent side that mounts underneath the countertop. So the hard thing to do right now is to bring that tabletop in this room, you guys. This thing weighs heavier than a pregnant woman. I am not kidding. It's gonna be very difficult for me just by myself to not only move that thing, but also mount it against the wall. So I need to figure out who can help me or how can I do this without, breaking my spine. Obviously my wife can't help. She's like 104 pounds. The table actually weighs twice her weight, which is hilarious. But yeah, let's go figure it out. All right, so the first thing I need to do is clear up some space behind me so that I can lay the tabletop against the wall. So let me clean some of this up. All right, that should be good enough. So I do have a dolly in the garage. I think that's gonna be my best bet to easily wheel it from the garage through the front door and straight into my office. So that's the safest way to do it without breaking my back. Oh my God, we got some packages. I'll go and open these later. Here's the dolly. This is actually fairly small compared to the tabletop, but I think we'll be fine. Famous last words. There's always construction here. Every single day, construction. So I decided I can't do this myself. I asked my wife to assist me a little bit. I don't think you guys understand how heavy this freaking countertop is, okay? So we're gonna stand this up like this and put it against the dolly. All right, lift. We got on the dolly, guys. Now the fun part begins, bringing us home. Oh my God, this freaking table, dude. I'm starting to realize how useful these double doors really are. They come in handy, guys. They come in handy. You guys can see how freaking tall this tabletop is. It's literally taller and wider than I am. I've already put in so much work in this setup than I have in all my previous setups combined. And this is only the first part too. It's crazy. All right, the hard part here is that step. There's actually 2 steps. So, I don't know if I can lift this up here, to be honest. Oh, no. That's too heavy. That is too heavy. We got 2 steps. Christ. I'm gonna have to probably lay it flat first and then, yeah, let's try that actually. I wonder how many people are laughing at me in the comment section right now. I'm struggling so bad. But you know what, guys? I think that's working. I got it up though. That's the most important part. Well, at least it's in the doorway. That much I'm proud of. How am I gonna get the second one in here? Oh my God, I haven't even thought about that. I don't even want to think about that actually. Okay. Almost there, baby. Almost there. I think I can skip my chest and bicep exercise today. All right, guys, well, we successfully got, well, I wouldn't call it successful, but we got the tabletop in the office. Step 1 is done. And I think that's all I have energy for today. So hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. I'm only kidding. Obviously, we have a lot of work to do today. It is 3 o'clock right now, so we have about 2.5 hours of sunlight left. So I'm gonna try and get as much done today as possible. I do wanna take a quick break and give my back some time to heal before I move on. But I thought I could take this time and talk a little bit about the plans for my setup. Since the beginning of my setup evolution, I've always stuck to Nvidia GeForce graphics cards because I've never settled. I've always given myself the best. Hell, even till today, my current system is rocking an Nvidia RTX 3080 in white from ROG. Disregard the KL management. Okay, I know what you guys are thinking. It's on the back of your head. I have ruined a lot of you. I know, that's like the first thing you probably notice. This is gonna stay the way it is. I'm not gonna bring any of the parts over. So this is pretty much a placeholder or a temporary system that is powering the temporary setup. So what I'm trying to say here is that I'm sticking with GeForce RTX 30 series cards because they are currently the world's fastest GPUs. thanks to Nvidia's Ampere architecture. And my setup is only going to get the best moving forward. We're talking smoother gameplay at higher resolutions, which is important since I'm getting higher resolution and refresh rate monitors. So I do need a graphics card that can keep up with the specs. I will be going with a TIE Fighter monitor layout, and as you guys can see, I do have 2 of the 4 monitors that arrived from ViewSonic, which I will set up later today. The 2nd gen ray tracing features are also a huge bonus. I love how amazing the games look with realistic lighting and shadows, and thanks to Nvidia DLSS, I can crank up the settings and resolution for an even better visual experience without taking a huge performance hit. This is thanks to the AI specialized tensor cores on the GeForce RTX GPUs. Guardians of the Galaxy, Back 4 Blood, God of War, which I recently started playing, and Dying Light are just some of the games that support ray tracing with DLSS. So for those who are new here, I will be building myself 2 PCs. Big Red version 4, which is my personal rig, is focused mostly on gaming. That'll be mounted right above the setup on the wall. And then the streaming PC will be called Mini Red. It's gonna be a smaller form factor. That one's gonna be focused on streaming only. Speaking of which, I currently don't have a spot for the secondary system, and I kind of want to pass the question on to you guys. Where do you think that PC would look good in this setup? I can't put it next to Big Red 4. It's not going to look symmetrical, obviously. And I don't want to leave it on the ground, obviously. So anywhere in this room, where do you think it's going to be a good spot? Maybe against that wall over there? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I definitely want some feedback. So I've been streaming on Discord every single night playing Warzone with the boys, but the streaming encoder on there is horrible. So I'm actually gonna go back to Twitch later this year and stream some Warzone. So if you guys are into that, make sure to follow my Twitch account. I'll leave a link below. Even with a single system, I am able to stream comfortably because I am rocking an Nvidia GeForce card. With NVENC, the GPU takes most of the stress off the CPU during live streaming so that my PC can focus on in-game performance, which means the streams will look crispier for you guys. Another cool feature from GeForce is Nvidia Reflex. This allows users to reduce system latency in GPU-intensive scenes. For certain compatible games, you guys are able to enable this option in the settings, which gives you better responsiveness, increased aiming precision, and providing you with a more up-to-date location of your opponents. I currently have this option enabled in Warzone, but there are other titles that support Nvidia Reflex, like Rainbow Six Siege, Valorant, and Apex Legends. It's pretty freaking cool. If you have a GeForce RTX card, you should give it a try. So I also have a purifier in the room that makes a lot of noise. Let me actually turn this off so you guys can hear what it's supposed to sound like without this thing. So I have a total of 5 of these scattered in separate rooms inside my home because I want all of us to breathe clean air, especially with the COVID situation in our home lately. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is always on 24/7 and it makes a lot of noise, which my microphone picks up while I'm talking. So I found a pretty awesome solution using Nvidia Broadcast to not only eliminate the background noise, but also to improve my audio game, you guys. You have to hear this to believe it. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick comparison with Nvidia Broadcast and without. So right now I'm talking directly into my microphone. This is without any of the effects enabled from Nvidia Broadcast. I got my air purifier running in the background and no acoustic treatment whatsoever inside this room. All right, so now I'm going to check the room echo removal option and the noise removal option from the Broadcast software. This will not only remove the air purifier sound from behind me, but it's also going to make me sound a lot crispier, like as if this entire room was sound treated. So I'll let you guys be the judge. Let me know if you actually hear a difference in the comment section down below. All I'm trying to say is that all of this is possible with the power of GeForce. If you guys want to learn more, definitely check the link below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing I need to do is get rid of everything against the wall so I can have a nice clean slate to start with, and I can also mount the countertop against the wall. Now, obviously I don't have 2 muscular giant men to hold the tabletop for me as I, mark the spots I need to drill for and install the brackets. So I'm gonna use whatever I have here at the office. So I do have 1 Alex unit. I'm thinking I can put that in the center and kind of lay the countertop in the middle of it or like on it. And that should be enough support where I can mark off the spots where I need to drill and install the triangle bracket. So let's give it a shot. All right, I gotta find a center point of the wall. So I'm gonna measure from one side to the other. All right, we're looking at about 160 inches wide. So the center point is going to be 80 inches. So 80 is right here on this outlet. Oh, that's perfectly centered. Okay, so I'll use that as a measuring point. So these two outlets are the center of the wall, and I'm gonna use those as a measuring point so I can center the tabletop perfectly. It's all about symmetry, guys. It is all about symmetry. All right, now is the hard part, getting this massive countertop on that tiny little Alex unit. There we go. Okay, thank you. All right, so we got the countertop. This looks so dangerous on the Alex unit. So definitely doesn't look centered, that's for sure. So that's the center of the wall. It is off quite a bit, so I'm gonna do some adjusting real quick. All right, so the entire width of the desk is 84 inches. Half of that is 42. So I'm just gonna make a little mark over here indicating the halfway point right there. And this has to align perfectly with the outlet, so it is off quite a bit. So this thing is really cool. I found it in the garage, tucked away somewhere. It's gonna be very helpful. It's a laser line generator. And basically it just draws two straight lines, one horizontal and one vertical. So you get that perfect 90-degree angle there in the corner. And as you can see, it runs straight down the outlet, and it is actually off by about an inch. So I'm gonna have to push the desk just a little bit more to get that perfect center point. Okay, so the table is officially centered, but we are running into our first problem, and that is it is not level, unfortunately. I got a feeling that the floor is not level, so the floor is not straight. This would be a very easy fix if the table wasn't so damn heavy. I could just lift, you know, one side of my arm as I drill into the wall, but because it's so freaking heavy, I'm gonna have to find a different way to make sure that this is parallel to, you know, the wall, essentially. All right, so I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna use some stacks of paper and put it underneath the Alex unit just to lift this portion up a little bit. That way we can get that perfect level in the center. You guys can see it's off by a little. The bubble has to be right there in the center, otherwise I'm not gonna be happy with it. Almost, maybe a couple more papers. I think we got it. We got it, ladies and gentlemen, perfectly in the center. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the fun part, securing the tabletop to the wall. We have 4 triangle brackets to use. I'm gonna need at least 2 studs against the wall to make sure, you know, there's enough support. The other 2 can just use standard drywall, and I do have my trusty stud finder and moisture meter. I don't know what the hell a moisture meter is, but we're gonna use this to locate the studs. I hope we can find 2 within this length here, otherwise we're gonna be in trouble. All right, where are you, studs? There's only 1 stud in this room, and that's me. Okay, we are about halfway through the wall and no studs. This is not good. Is this, oh my God, are you serious right now? Okay, I'm a little bit worried now. Yeah, we're on the stud option. Is this thing defective? Yo, not a single stud? I mean, this does prove I'm the only stud in this room, right? I mean, oh, I'm supposed to hold a freaking button on the side. God damn, dude, I'm such an idiot. Okay. Let's find the center of this stud. Here it is, right here. I didn't bring my pen. All right, so that is 1 stud. Beautiful. All right, there are 2 studs. All right, so these are the screws that I picked up from Home Depot that I'll be using to hook the desk against the bracket to the wall. So against the stud, we'll be going with these heavy duty lag screws, each with its own appropriate size washer, of course. And then to hook up the top of the desk to the bracket, we'll be going with these traditional stainless steel sheet metal Phillips screws. And then for the bracket that's going against the drywall, we'll be using the standard self-drilling drywall anchor kit that I picked up from Amazon. All right, so now I know exactly where the stud is from literally top to bottom with this laser. So I don't have to do any remeasuring, and you guys can also see how parallel the desk is to the laser. So it's honestly amazing. If you guys are doing any work or building yourself a brand new setup, definitely pick one of these up. I'll try and find a link to it and post it in the description section below. All right, so then we'll bring the bracket in. Gotta make sure the bracket's also even, guys. You don't wanna mount this crooked against the wall. So what I'm gonna do now is just do a test circle right there in the center of the line. So before I go all in, what I like to typically do is do a pilot hole. I wanna make sure that I am in fact drilling through a stud and it's not drywall. So I pick the smallest bit I can find and then do a test drill right through it. Yep. So that is in fact a stud, so I can proceed. At least this way I have peace of mind, you know, that's the only reason why I do these. I can also align the bracket, look at that, perfectly with the laser, so this thing is honestly amazing. So mark that circle again. This is also perfectly centered, so I'll mark it here. And then I'll mark the top one as well. I'm also gonna mark the top portion here. All right, now we do the real drilling, boys. Don't want to tighten it all the way, just so I can still move it around a little bit if I need to. See how it's still kind of loose? This is exactly what I want, so I can reposition the top and make sure it's also nice and straight before I drill it in. All right, so the first triangle bracket has been successfully installed. This thing is pretty sturdy. It seems pretty sturdy. I'm gonna have to repeat this 3 more times for the other side, and then we'll do the final reveal and remove the Alex unit. One of 2 things are gonna happen. Either 1, the entire tabletop's going to snap off and take the wall with it, which will be very entertaining, of course. Or number 2, it's gonna float. It's gonna float against the wall and we can rejoice in the comment section. So I'll see you guys soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. 140-pound floating desk successfully installed. I also managed to find the 4th bracket, so that is all hooked up, ready to go, and damn, it is looking amazing. I'm proud of myself. I started this project at 2 o'clock today. It's 6:08. It took me 4 hours just to install a freaking desk against the wall. That's great. So the biggest question you guys are probably wondering right now is, Ed, how the hell are you gonna manage the cables because you left no space between the desk and the wall? That's a good question, first of all. The first way I'm gonna be managing the cables is through the pass-through cutouts in the wall. As you guys can see, that connects to the cutout on the bottom. That's mainly for the PC. And then the rest of the cables for the entire setup will be managed behind the custom headboard. The reason why I got a much wider desk, this is 36 inches compared to the typical 30 inches, is because I'll have 6 inches of space to work with where I can kind of push the headboard further away from the wall, and I can use that 6 inches in the back. I'm not gonna use 6 inches, but you know, I have up to 6 inches of space to work with if I want to hide all the power bricks, the power strips, cables, anything I need will be basically tucked away neatly behind the headboard. So that is how I'm gonna be managing the cables. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now that the desk is hooked up against the wall, we can slowly put the gear back together and upgrade a few things in the process. Alrighty then, ladies and gentle beans, here is where we are so far. We haven't even scratched the surface. There is so much more that's gonna be done to the setup, it's ridiculous. I did tell you guys I picked up some upgrades, one of which is going with a new monitor layout. I'm going with a quad display TIE Fighter layout, and I do have 2 of the 4 monitors here with me. Huge shout out to ViewSonic for sending these over, by the way. Let's unbox these and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is the ViewSonic Elite XG271QG. This is a 27-inch, 240 Hz IPS gaming monitor. And for some reason, they didn't display the resolution on here, which they should, right? It's a 1440p, not a 1080p, but a 1440p resolution monitor. And I got 2 of these to be my side vertical displays. This isn't even gonna be my main monitor. Wait till you guys see my main gaming monitor. All right, let's get these babies out of here so we can play around with them tonight. This is not gonna end well, is it? Oh, you know what? It's taped together, so we should be fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I decided to call it a bit early last night to hang out with the fam. I was also feeling really tired. I thought today would be the best time to finish up the setup because we can also take advantage of the natural sunlight. It was just getting way too dark yesterday. So I hooked up both the monitors in vertical mode. This is essentially what it's gonna look like. The 4K display will be sitting up a little bit higher, and then we're gonna get the 4th and final monitor from ViewSonic, which will be on the bottom, kind of at a 45-degree angle, just like how I had the ultra-wide. I'm gonna miss the ultra-wide quite a bit, but it just doesn't make sense with this setup that I'm going with. Now, not to mention, I don't really edit videos for the channel anymore, so I don't really use that other than for immersive gaming, which is maybe like 5 or 10% of the time. Anywhoosie, so the left vertical monitor is off currently because the DisplayPort cable is too short to run across the desk into the back of the PC. I ordered a 10 feet cable that's coming in tomorrow, but it's not really gonna look like this anyways because once I get the custom headboard, all of that's gonna get mounted on it, and the cabling is gonna go behind the headboard into the PC on the top. So 6 feet cable is gonna be plenty. I just got the 10 feet just in case, or just in the meantime so I can get some work done while I get the headboard in, which will take another 2 weeks to arrive. But yeah, this is what the setup is looking like so far. There's one more upgrade to do, and that is the speakers. As you guys can see, I don't have any speakers, and that is because I gave them to my wife. We passed down to my wife. This is where her setup will be built as well. It's not gonna look anything like this, of course. It's gonna be another floating desk, and her PC, which is on the bottom, will be mounted right above. And of course, I'm also building her a custom keyboard. So this is gonna be another really fun project, which I will get to. I just wanna focus on my setup first, of course. Real quick, I wanna touch base on this amazing ViewSonic Elite monitor. It's absolutely amazing. The fact that it's 1440p and not 1080 means I can fit so much more on the screen, as you guys can see. This will be dedicated just for Discord, by the way, while the other one will be for like browsing the internet, answering emails and other multitasking stuff. So I'm currently on the patron chat on my Discord server, and I've been giving you guys, my patrons, like sneak peeks on my upcoming setup. So you guys will get to see obviously what the setup will look like before YouTube, but yeah, absolutely love that I can see so much on Discord. The only thing that kind of bothers me is the thick bezel over here, but the good thing is it's flat, so it's gonna be really easy to skin. And of course, you got some RGB over here, got some RGB in the back. I'm gonna turn those off actually so it doesn't mess with the color scheme. And then one other thing, unfortunately, I won't be taking advantage of. are the built-in bungees on both sides. And I think there's even a headphone hanger. I gotta show you on the other side. There's a built-in hook. Obviously, if this was horizontal, then you could hang your headphones on there, but unfortunately, I won't be taking advantage of that, nor will I take advantage of the 240 hertz refresh rate, unfortunately. Just the sweet, sweet 1440p resolution. But, you know, obviously having a 240 hertz refresh rate is a nice plus, right? Wait till you guys see the speakers I picked up for my setup. You know, I have to admit, guys, I've been kind of slacking on my audio game lately. That's one of the areas I do want to improve in my setup, and that is the audio, not just for headphones, but also for speakers as well. Oh man, this was sitting outside of my office for like, ever since I moved here, to be honest. So a little over 2 months now, and I finally get to put them in. Oh my God. Oh. All right, your boy Ed from SourceTech has picked himself up a pair of KEF speakers. Oh. Specifically, the LS50s in wireless, you guys. Oh man, these are some monster speakers. These are really heavy. How am I gonna mount this on the wall? So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the big boys, the KEF LS50 Wireless 2 speakers. On paper, they seem like a huge upgrade compared to my Canto, so I can't wait to hook these up and actually take it for a test drive. I also got the sub, which I'll have to find a place for, obviously. We'll hook this up in a bit, but I do wanna set these up real quick first. I'm gonna be the first to say it, by the way. Yes, I know the gold accents on there, they don't match the setup one bit. I think even just mentioning or thinking about painting these sounds really stupid. I'll have to see what I can do without obviously affecting the sound quality. I don't think I can really paint these, to be honest, especially with the material. If anyone watching this video owns a pair of these, I know it's a long shot, but you know, and you ended up painting yours in a different color, let me know in the comment section if it actually affected your sound quality and what type of paint you used so it doesn't damage the speakers. Yeah, might as well, right? All right, so the setup looks very straightforward. Comes with the remotes, included batteries. That's pretty much it there. We have an Ethernet cable, it looks like. And then you got the power cable for both the speakers. That's how much power these things use. You need an actual separate cable for each speaker. That's nuts, and that's pretty much it. So I got the speakers set up, and oh my Lord, you guys, these sound incredible. I thought I've reached the peak of audio with my previous speakers, but these definitely bring my audio game to the next level, hands down. I wish I could show you guys what they sound like in person, but you're just gonna have to listen to them through YouTube's compression and your own audio source. There are things that I never picked up before using my old speakers that I now hear from these. Like if I'm listening to music, for example, I would hear additional instruments in the background that my ears never picked up before. Also, when I'm watching a movie or a video, it sounds more lifelike. Like I can hear more of the background sounds, if that makes any sense. I can't really explain it in words, but it seems like I'm watching in high definition. It's kind of like audio, but in 8K resolution. Like 4K resolution is great and all, but 8K is the next level, and that's what these sound like. What I love most about these speakers is the Bluetooth capability and AirPlay 2 feature. So I can easily connect to them with my iPhone and listen to music. And if I decide to watch content from my phone or device, I can stream the audio directly from the speaker, which is pretty cool. Also, one thing I've noticed with these speakers is that if you don't use it for quite some time, they actually do go to sleep to conserve power. So all I gotta do is come up here and tap on the power button on this touch screen, and then basically wakes them up. And then next to that, you can also find a set of quick access buttons. You can change the input, you can mute the speaker, and also volume controls. I can also do all of this on their remote or their app. I can change the input, adjust the volume settings, and if you really want to get more advanced, you can even play with the EQ settings to achieve that perfect sound in your room or studio. So I do love the way they look aesthetically. I think they will fit beautifully in my setups theme. However, like I mentioned earlier, I just don't like the gold cone accent. You know, I'm gonna do some more research about it and see how I can not only take this speaker apart, but also safely paint the cone without affecting the sound quality as much, because it's gonna bother me so much, you guys, and I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna settle. What I find hilarious is that their own sub has a light gray cone, which makes no sense. Like, why didn't they just do that for the LS50 speakers? If someone's gonna buy one of these, you know, there's a good chance that they're gonna buy a matching sub from the same company, right? Wouldn't it make more sense to stick to the same color scheme so they match? Anyway, speaking of the sub, I didn't get any additional cables to hook this up with the speakers, so yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna work. So I'm just gonna hold on to this for now and possibly find some use for it in part 2 of the video. So now that the setup has officially started, there's only one opinion that I'm really curious about. Does my daughter approve the direction of the setup? She hasn't seen the setup yet, guys, so I'm gonna reveal it to her in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! You like my setup, Shay? Look, I got 3 monitors. 2 of them is in vertical mode. She's always going for the damn wrist rest thingy, always. It's her favorite. No, that is not clean. What would you give my setup so far? Obviously it's not complete, Shayla, so out of 10, what would you give it? Really? That's a really low score. But I understand where you're coming from. I mean, obviously, cable management is really bad, and there's no type of order or anything, or personality for that matter. So I accept your score of 2 out of 10. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed part 1 so far. There's still a lot of work that still needs to be done. I got my custom TechSource RGB logo or sign that's gonna be mounted on the ceiling, and I got my acoustic panels also in the back. I'm not gonna show you guys just yet. That's gonna be all for part 2. We're gonna be mounting the PC case as well. That way we can kind of get an idea of how to work on the cables and work on the rest of the setup. But yeah, lots of really cool stuff happening for part 2. Make sure you guys are subscribed with notifications on. YouTube does not push my videos, even if you're subscribed, so make sure you guys are hitting the bell if you want to get notified when part 2 launches. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Me and Shay are gonna go have some quality daddy time. That's right, I know, you're excited too. I'm so excited too. All right, see you guys.